The Whispering Woods, once upon a time, in a quiet little village surrounded by rolling green hills, there lived three close friends, Lila, Evan, and Noah. They were curious by nature, always seeking adventures that others were too afraid to take. Beyond their village stood a vast forest known to everyone as the Whispering Woods, a place of myths, secrets, and ancient tales. The elders always warned, no one who enters the forest after sunset returns the same. But Lila, the most daring of the three, didn't believe in such stories. One bright morning, she convinced her friends to join her on a journey into the woods. "Let's find out what's really hidden there," she said, her eyes gleaming with excitement. The Gate of Ivy. As they reached the edge of the forest, the air around them grew cool and sweet. Birds chirped in strange, melodic patterns, and the leaves shimmered as if sprinkled with silver dust. Then they saw it, an ancient stone gate covered in ivy, half buried by time. When Evan touched it, faint glowing symbols appeared on the stones, forming a spiral of light. The gate creaked open with a deep sigh, as if the forest itself had been waiting for them. The friends exchanged glances, a mix of fear and wonder, then stepped inside. The living path. The deeper they went, the stranger the forest became. The trees whispered names that sounded eerily familiar, as though calling to them. The ground sparkled faintly under their feet, forming a living path that guided them forward. Suddenly, Noah stopped. "Did you hear that?" he asked. A faint humming sound filled the air. From between the trees appeared a glowing blue fox, its fur made of light and its eyes deep as the night sky. It looked at them curiously, then motioned for them to follow. Without thinking, they followed the creature. The heart of the forest. The fox led them to a clearing where an enormous tree stood. The heart tree. Its trunk was wide enough to hold a small cottage inside, and its roots shimmered like streams of gold. Floating lights, tiny fairies, danced around its branches, illuminating a crystal pond at its base. Lila stepped closer, mesmerized. "It's how beautiful," she whispered. Then a voice echoed, soft and warm. "Welcome, children of courage." From within the tree emerged a woman cloaked in green and gold. Her hair shimmered like sunlight through leaves, and her eyes glowed with wisdom. She introduced herself as Aloria, guardian of the forest. "You have crossed into a sacred realm," she said. "Few are chosen to find this place." The secret of the forest, Aloria told them, that the forest was once home to both humans and magical beings who lived in harmony. But long ago, greed and fear drove the humans away, and the forest sealed itself to protect its magic. Only those with pure hearts could enter. "The balance is fading," Aloria continued. "Dark shadows from the outside world seek to consume our light. You three may be the key to restoring it," Evan, usually quiet, asked. "What can we do?" She smiled. "You must find the three crystals of harmony hidden within the forest. Each crystal holds a part of the magic that keeps our world alive." The trials. Their first trial took them to the Cave of Echoes, where they faced illusions of their deepest fears. Lila saw her parents turning away, saying she'd never be brave enough. Evan faced endless darkness, his voice lost in silence. Noah confronted a mirror image of himself, cold, cruel, and selfish. But together they overcame their fears, realizing that courage was not the absence of fear, but the strength to face it. The second trial lay in the river of reflections. To cross it, they had to trust the water to guide them. When they stopped fighting the current and moved in harmony with it, the river revealed the second crystal. The final trial brought them to the Sky Bridge, a path made of floating stones that shifted with every step. Only when they held hands and moved as one did, the path stabilized, and the last crystal appeared, glowing like a miniature sun. The Awakening. When they returned to the heart tree, Aloria placed the three crystals into a carved pedestal. The ground trembled, and beams of colored light shot into the sky. The once dark forest bloomed brighter than ever. Flowers opened, rivers sparkled, and the whispers turned into joyful songs. "You have restored the balance," said Aloria, "but your true gift was not the crystals. It was your friendship, trust, and courage." The blue fox approached once more, brushing against Lila's hand. It then transformed into a glowing orb that floated upward, merging with the stars. Return to the village. As dawn broke, the gate reopened, and the three friends stepped out of the enchanted realm. When they looked back, the forest looked just like an ordinary woodland again, quiet and still. But they knew better. From that day forward, the friends carried a new light in their hearts. They never spoke openly about what they had seen, but every time the wind rustled through the trees, they smiled, knowing that the enchanted forest was watching over them. And sometimes, late at night, a soft blue glow could still be seen flickering between the trees, a reminder that magic was real for those brave enough to believe. The return of the Whisper weeks passed since Lila, Evan, and Noah returned from the enchanted forest. Life in Elderbrook went back to its peaceful rhythm, the sound of merchants calling out prices in the market, children playing near the river, and the smell of fresh bread from the bakery. Yet for the three friends, everything felt different. Lila often woke before dawn, drawn to the edge of the woods where the mist hung low like a silver curtain. She could feel the forest calling her, whispering her name softly in the morning breeze. Evan had begun sketching symbols he didn't remember learning, glowing spirals and ancient runes that appeared in his dreams. And Noah, the ever-joyful one, could suddenly sense when people were sad, as if a piece of the forest's magic had stayed inside him. One night, as the full moon bathed Elderbrook in white light, Lila heard a faint hum coming from the trees. It was the same melody that the heart tree had sung. She couldn't resist. She called Evan and Noah, and together they followed the sound back to the forest's edge. The call beyond the veil. The gate of ivy stood open again, glowing faintly. But this time something was different. The air felt heavier, as though a storm was brewing inside the forest itself. A familiar voice echoed faintly from within. "Children of light, the balance trembles again." It was Eloria. Lila stepped forward. "We restored the crystals. What's happening now?" From within the shadows, a faint silhouette appeared. Eloria, weaker than before, her form flickering like a candle. "The harmony we restored was strong, but the darkness beyond the realms has awakened. A new shadow spreads, one born not of fear, but of greed." Evan frowned. "From the outside world?" She nodded slowly. "Yes, human hearts are forgetting the magic of kindness and wonder. The forest's power feeds on belief, and belief is fading." The forest's gift, Aloria extended her hand. Three glowing seeds appeared, each one pulsing with soft, warm light. "These are seeds of memory," she said. "Plant them wherever hearts still believe. Each seed will grow into a whispering tree, and its roots will keep our worlds connected." The friends took the seeds, feeling a deep warmth flow through their palms. "But be warned," Eloria whispered. "Once the seeds are planted, your paths will diverge. You will not walk together again until the forest calls once more." The blue fox reappeared at her side, now larger, more radiant than before. It howled softly, a sound filled with both sorrow and hope. A promise under the moonlight. Lila turned to her friends. "If this is what we must do, we'll do it. Even if we're apart, the forest will keep us connected." Evan smiled faintly. "Then this isn't goodbye. Just until next time." They joined hands, forming a small circle under the moonlight. The forest wind swirled around them, lifting their hair, carrying the scent of wildflowers and rain. Aloria's final words echoed softly. "Wherever the seeds grow, the forest will live on, in dreams and stories, and in hearts that still believe." With that, the forest light dimmed, and when they opened their eyes, the gate had vanished. The friends stood once more in the silent meadow, the three glowing seeds still warm in their hands.